I'm just going to start. Got a lot of material I want to cover, but I just want to start with a brief taksim, which is in some of the music traditions that I've studied and integrate into my work. It's like similar to the exercise we just did. It's a grounding. It's an invocation, and just to give a little bit of live music to introduce the topic today, I'll just play very briefly a brief improvisation taksim, just to continue to keep us in this grounded and meditative state. All right. So, hope that was pleasant. Hope that was grounding. It was for me. I'm going to now speak. I've got lots of information to share with you. And just to say this brief overview, introduction to the use of music therapy in mental health, rehabilitation. We're going to touch certainly on depression as well, which was mentioned in the flyer. But just to say, this is a very brief overview. Any one of the slides that I am about to show you could be easily a 30 to 40 minute presentation on its own. So let's begin. We're going to talk about music therapy. So let's start with a definition of music therapy. According to my professional association, the Canadian Association for Music Therapy is the skillful use of music and musical elements by an accredited music therapist to promote, maintain, and restore mental, physical, emotional, and/or spiritual health. And it's the non-verbal, creative, structural, and emotional qualities of music that are used within the context of a therapeutic relationship. As mentioned, I'm a psychotherapist as well as a music therapist, to facilitate contact, interaction, self-awareness, learning, self-expression, communication, and personal development. So it's the innate qualities of music interfacing with the therapeutic relationship, a psychotherapeutic relationship, that causes all kinds of therapeutic change and transformation to happen across mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and I would add cognitive domains as well, depending on the reasons that brought an individual person into therapy. That's the definition of the standard definition of music therapy according to the Canadian Association of Music Therapy, but I'm also trained in neurologic music therapy by the Academy of Neurologic Music Therapy, which takes a slightly different approach. And they say that music therapy is the application of music to cognitive, sensory, communication, or motor function due to neurologic disease or injury of the human nervous system. Neurologic music therapy is research-based, and its treatment techniques are based on the scientific knowledge in music perception and production and the effects thereof on non-musical brain and behavior functions. What does all this mean? This means that we're looking at music and music therapy as a neurobiological phenomenon, a neurobiological function, whereby music has cognitive effects, sensory motor effects, and communication, speech language effects. And because music is deeply intertwined with all of those things. So the first definition really reflects the idea that music is a important psychosocial phenomenon that operates in every culture around the world that's ever been known or studied. And this neurologic music therapy shifts the paradigm a little bit from a social, cultural, and aesthetic lens to a neurobiological lens. Some music therapists work sort of strictly in one paradigm or the other. I'm constantly vacillating between the two and integrating them because I find and I believe that they're both at play all the time, and I don't find it wise to go too deep into one at the expense of the other. I'm also very much involved with an organization called the Room 217 Foundation, which promotes a concept called music care, and you can check them out at musiccare.org. Whereas music therapy is very much based on the use of music within the context of the therapeutic relationship to achieve specific therapeutic goals, the idea of music care is much broader because it's just simply the intentional and purposeful use of music to enhance, improve, or maintain health and wellness. And so this doesn't need to involve a music therapist. Music therapy is certainly part of the whole music care framework, but music care does not need to involve a music therapist. And I certainly encourage you to check out that website as well. So I've, over the course of my 22-year career, or 23-year career now in music therapy, I've worked in many, many different clinical areas, but my main area of interest is in the rehabilitation of traumatic brain injury and in the addressing of mental health problems and addictions and trauma. And so to that end, I have a private practice where I mostly see people recovering from brain injuries and strokes and dementia. And I also work at St. Michael's Hospital in the inpatient mental health floor.